Alright lads, so this is the fly I'm going to be tying today. If you watched the previous videos, I was talking about it. It's just a black and peacock variant. Put a few videos up now, catching trout on it. Seems to be effective this season, it's the first season using it. Alright, so we'll get on to it now. So you're going to want to start off by using the full mill Super Grub Bronze. It's FM 1160, size 12. You can use any hook you want, but I just found this one was effective. It's a gold version as well, but not that that matters. I tied them on black hooks and they caught as well. Right, so just put your hook in the vise, make sure it's square. There we are. Right, and then we'll move on now to the thread. Do you want to use uni thread? I use 8 in black, and then I'm obviously just using a normal bobbin holder, ceramic. Ceramic just means that it's not going to cut the fly, or sorry, cut the thread and nip on you while you're tying. You can use anything you wish. Right, so we'll start just a couple mil from the head. Give yourself a base of thread, work your way down. You'll have a tag end here. You want to just cut that off. Nice and easy. Continue to work your way down. Because there is a bend in this hook at the bottom, it's in a grub style, I like to just go slightly around the bend at the bottom there. I think it adds to the fly, the presentation. Say around there. And now for the wire we're going to be using. I use UTC. It's ultra wire, hot yellow. There you can see that now. There's no real reason I use this, I just find it looks well. You can use any sort of luminescent thread. I think it just catches the light slightly. So just chop a bit of that off for yourself. There we are. Right, now what you want to do, I personally make sure it's around the top, and then I quickly work my way up because we're going to be coming back down anyways. Make sure that's on there, and we'll move on now. So you get peacock hair. It's not dyed or anything, it's just natural peacock hair. You can use dyed black if you want. These are relatively thin peacock hairs, but don't choose one too thin where it's just going to break when you're winding it on, because it is quite a fragile fiber. So there we go, you can see the bottom of it there. What you want to do is just chop the hard end off the bottom, so you're left with that there, and then we'll tie this on the way down. Always make sure to leave yourself some headroom and tidy it up on the way back down. Just to secure this down flat, what I like to do is just grab onto the wire and the peacock hair, work my way down, just makes it a wee bit stronger. And keep her lit the whole way down to that bend where we originally were. Now what you can do, you can see obviously here there is a lot of fibers just sticking out, but those won't matter because we're going to be winding peacock hair over, so don't worry about that too much. It actually adds to it slightly. We'll stop here, a couple mil from the top. Then what we'll do is we'll get the peacock hair and we'll start winding towards yourself. As you can see, it just gives you that nice presentation. It sticks up and there's a few gaps. Should see that. And you can use more than one quill. I personally just use the one because I like this fly itself to be subtle. As you can see there. What we want to do now is bring this up and over, and then in front, like that there. A few wraps and that'll secure that in for you. Like I said, it has a weak failure, so you have to make sure that it's on there. What we'll do now is we'll take this hot yellow UTC, we'll take it the opposite direction, counter ribbon. This will give us more protection for that for the peacock hair, because like I said, it has a weak fiber. Just even spaces, we'll say 5 or 6 turns. There we go. One wrap in front, couple more behind. And we can just snip that off there. There we are. That's the majority of the fly done now. What we'll then want to move on to is I've just got like an old cheap cock hackle here. You can see that. But on the cock hackle you'll see these soft fillers at the top. Brown or black, it doesn't really matter. You can kind of mix this up and make your own colour, but I find these ones are mixed between black and brown, pretty dark brown. So we can use those. Yeah, once you've got your filler, it should look something like that. There's a wee marking on this one too, so that'll be nice. Add a wee bit of colour to the fly. Just take away all the unnecessary fibres at the bottom, because you don't want the fibres to be too long while you're doing that. You'll be left with this. I like to just moisten my fingers, pull those back slightly there. You'll be left with that there. Okay. So you draw them back in your hands like such. And you can just snip the top off there, like that. That'll leave you with something like that. And you can just tie that on at the top. Now, if you do have wax, I would recommend waxing your thread, but I've run out of wax and I'm over in England here now at the minute, so I'll have to get more when I'm back in Ireland. Right, then you should be left with that there. I like to moisten my fingers again. And then I just draw these back, roll them on your fingers like that, and that'll put them in the direction that you want them to go. And then you just slowly wrap around there, making sure there's not too much of a twist in the filler. And you'll be left with something like that. Put a wee bend on the stem, wrap over, and because this stem is so thin, stem is so thin, you can wrap it back, go over the top of it. That'll give you extra strength. You could just nip that off, just pull it off if you wanted. Because I'm not using wax, I'm just going to cut it off like such. You'll be left with that there. Now, that is a good enough fly in itself, and it would catch 100%. And sometimes I would leave it like that just to save myself on the jungle cock. But if you don't, and you want to continue, you can add some jungle cock. Like I said, I am running pretty low on the small jungle cock here. So just take 2 off, or you can use a split filler if you've got the right one. Now you see people getting really tedious and really concerned about split jungle cock and having the perfect eye. In my experience, it generally doesn't matter. The fish aren't that picky. You can just take any 2 matching jungle cock fillers around the same size. There we go. So there's 2 there, around the same size. Now, you can tie them on together, but just for the sake of the video, I'll tie them on separately just to show that you can do that. You won't add that much bulk. You pull the fillers back there, like that. We'll start on your side. Start around there. Make sure you keep it up. There we are. It's sitting well. Then we'll do the other one. Okay, you're seeing the bad side of the filler. I've got the good side on my side. There we are. Now we're looking roughly the same. It's good. You just wrap these back over each other. Like I said, just to give you extra security. Make sure you're not catching anything on the way back. Now we're about ready to whip finish. Don't worry about the jungle cock for now. Just a few turns on your whip finish down towards the eye. There we go. What you can do now is you can either pull them jungle cock fibers off, snip them away if they don't chop too cleanly. There we go, rough and ready that one, but should do the job. So there we are roughly now, lads. So Like I said, this one was a wee bit rough and ready, just because the jungle cock didn't snip off there properly. But what we can do now is add a coat of varnish. And really you'll need 2 or 3 coats on this to fully protect the head. And just to make sure that's not on the actual eye itself, just get that out stem, the filler you were using there earlier. You can nip that down the eye, and that'll take a varnish out for you. Then just give it a wee dab with your finger. You can mess about with it and do what you want, but that's the gist of it there, folks. Like I said, you don't have to use the jungle cock if you don't have it, so don't worry about it. It's not really going to affect the performance of the fly much. A lot of this stuff's really cheap and easily accessible. I'd say most of these have all this stuff already, bar the jungle cock. So I mess about with it, do what you want. You can add a body hackle on it as well if you want, and then you can add I've seen a partridge hackle in front of it as well, like an English partridge, but this is the bog standard black and peacock variant that I tied up there last year. So give it a go, let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more like this or fishing videos, just have a look on the channel, consider subscribing, lads. Take it easy, bye.